Hello and welcome everyone to the third video of this course on learning C++ from the scratch, and in today's tutorial we will be discussing variables. So what is variable? Variable is something similar to container, and their job is to hold data. And there are different types of variables where each type of variable can only hold a specific type of data. For example, there are types of variables that can hold only number. It cannot store any other type of data beside number. For example, number 16. And there are other type of variable that can only hold a single character, like the letter B. Letter B consists only of single character. But if we try to store more than one letter like B and Z together, it will not be able to store that data because it consists of more than one letter. Or it can even store one single unit digit of number like number 8. But if we try to store more than one unit digit of number like number 82, it cannot do that because it consists of more than one character, which is 8 and 2. And it can even store Z. Z also consists of one character or one letter. And then we have another type of variable that can store more than one character, like a name of a person. Name of a person consists of more than one letter, like the name John. Name John consists of more than one character. John, it consists of 4 characters. Or the name Robert, it consists of 6 characters. This type of variable not only able to store a name of a person or a word, but a group of words to create a sentence. So this type of variable are even able to store sentences. And finally, we have another type of data that can only store 2 types of value, which is true or false. It cannot store any other type of value beside true or false. And each type of these variable have a name that we use it to call or to refer to when we are coding in C++, like the type of data that can only store number are called int, and the type of data that can only store single character are called char, and the type of data that can store more than one character, like name of a person or a sentence, is called string. And the type of variable that can store only 2 types of value, like true or false, is called bool. So now let's go ahead to CodeBlock so that I can show you how to create variables in C++.
So, to create a variable in C++, we first need to tell the computer 2 things. The first thing is what type of data we want to store, like is it a number, or a single character, or a group of characters like a name of a person, or a sentence, or maybe is it a true or false value. And in this example, I'm going to store a name of a person. And the type of variable that we use to store a group of a character is called string. So, to create a variable and tell the computer that we are going to store a group of characters, we are going to type string. Now, after telling the computer the first thing, which is the type of variable we are going to use to store the data, the second thing is to tell the computer what name we want to name the data we want to store. And you can name whatever name you want the data you want to store. And in this case, I'm going to name it person1. And then finally, just end it with a semicolon, where most of the line code we must end it with semicolon, like this one, and the return 0, or this line with ended line, and even the namespace. But some code like the include and the int main doesn't require the semicolon, but most of the code must be end with semicolon. So yeah, that's it. That's how we create a variable in C++. But this variable is currently empty and doesn't contain any information or data. And to store data inside the variable name person1, what we need to do is first mention the name of the data, person1. That's the name that we choose, and you can choose whatever name you want. And then finally use the equal sign, and then follow it by the data you want to store. And it should be surrounded by quotation mark. And then type the name of you want to store. And I'm going to use the same example, Robert. And then edit with semicolon, as I said. And that's it. Now we store the data inside the variable person1, which is the type of a string. String means it can store a group of characters. And actually, we create and store data inside this variable in two steps. The first step is we create a variable, and the second step is we store the data inside this variable. But we can actually do a shortcut way and create a variable and then store the data inside it in one step. And we can do that by first typing the type of data, which is a string. Then the name of the data we want to create, the name of the variable that we want to create, and I'm going to name it this time person2. Because when we are creating a variable, every variable must have a unique name different from the previous variables. And then use this equal sign directly instead of ending it with semicolon and then typing the data. And I'm going to type John. And that's it. Now we created two variables. The first variable is created in two steps, and the second variable is created in single step.